All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Trip from tripadvice.com, and I'm here with Hayley Quinn from hayleyquinn.com, and you can subscribe to both of our channels. I'm at youtube.com/tripadvice. She is at youtube.com/HayleyQuinnXX. And we want to talk to you guys today about a fascinating topic that both of us were talking about the other night and having a very long discussion about. We thought, you know what? What are we doing? We're wasting our time. We need to put out a video and tell you guys about all this great information. So what we were talking about was how important touch is in your game and attracting and meeting women. Touch is probably one of the bigger factors that you guys got to get better at in terms of being able to really seal the deal with the girls that you meet. So we came up with a couple things each that we want to talk about today, some tips and some facts about touching. So we're going to share them with you guys today, and I'll go ahead and start it off. Is that okay, Hayley?
Yeah, that's 100% okay. I love it. And I'm glad we decided to record this, that we were wasting our pearls of wisdom there for a second, just chatting to one another. So, yeah, you start.
Perfect. Okay, so what I want to talk about today in terms of touch, the first thing, which I think is one of the most important, that's kind of why I'm bringing it up first, is how you can't wait a second when you're first meeting a girl to start kino or start touching, okay? Mm-hmm. And why this is so important is because if you don't lay on the fact right away that you're either a touchy-feely guy or that you're kind of sub-communicating to her that you will be touching her, then every second that goes by that you don't touch her and she doesn't feel your touch, then you are going one step farther into the friend zone, okay? So I always tell guys, I'm telling you right now, that the difference between you being in and out of the friend zone is you being sexual with her and you touching her. Mm-hmm. So first big tip, make sure that you get it in there right away, even if it's just like a handshake or even a quick hug, anything, but make sure that when you're touching a girl that you're attracted to, that you do it as soon as possible. So that is my first tip. Hayley, take it away.
Okay, yeah, I have to say I completely agree. I think so much I hear that, a guy is worried about getting blown out by a woman, like if he tries to kiss her. And you know what? That epic blowout that you see in the movies, when the girl goes, that only happens when you haven't successfully communicated to her that might be on the cards. So I completely agree. Get that first touch in quickly. But you know what? Make it natural. I hear so much of the time guys wanting to know a point-by-point system for touching a woman. Like, hey, do I touch her on her wrist first and then her shoulder and then maybe I give her a hug and then I'll twirl her and then maybe she'll want to make out with me? I mean, that is insane. I just have to point out that's crazy and that life is not a computer game. And it's not like, as a woman, if you press certain points in a certain sequence, that suddenly she's your girlfriend or she wants to hook up with you. That's just not how life works. So I just want to implore the men of the world out there to, if you're trying to go through a sequence, if you feel uncomfortable with touch, it's better to try and make it natural. The best resource for you to know how receptive she is to wanting to touch you, how well it's going, if she wants to kiss you, is right there. Look at her in her eyes as you're touching her. That creates that feedback loop that will allow you to see where you're at within the interaction. You don't need any special tricks. You just need to watch her and be present with her in that moment.
That is awesome. Yes, totally agree with that. And I think the next thing that I want to talk about, which builds on that, is that what guys don't really understand, and that's okay because that's why we're here today to tell you, is that women, especially women, even more than men, women love touch. Okay, women are very sensitive to touch. So even the smallest things, like brushing, the inside of her arm or something like that, even something so small where it doesn't seem like it would be sexual, feels amazing to her, okay? So she likes it. And if she's attracted to you, so if you've already done really well in your interactions and she's interested in you, she's going to want you to touch her, okay? So just remember that.
Yeah.
She wants you to touch her and she loves it.
Yeah. I mean, I always say this to guys because I think because I'm a dating coach, there's no career choice that really freaks men out more than if you say you work in, in the pickup or dating industry. But, I'm still a woman. And surprise, surprise, when I'm on a date, I like to feel feminine. And when I'm with a guy and he does that and he begins to touch me, I was on a date last week and a guy he began to put his arms like around my waist and it made me feel so feminine and so sexy. I forgot all about like my YouTube channel or dating. I was just enjoying being in that moment with him and I was like, wow, I'm the woman. This is fantastic. Look, he's being a man. He's being sexual. He's letting me know that he's engaged with me and he's interested in me. And that made me feel wonderful. And there's so many times where I get this impression or the sense that a guy is interested in me, yet for some reason, whether it's because he's intimidated or he isn't sure it's the right moment, he won't take that step forward to touch me. And I'm in my head, I'm thinking, you know what? If you're not comfortable with touching me, if you're not ready to make this sexual, then I'm not going to go there, because I want a man who has that comfort and that presence in his sexuality. So before I feel really able to be sexy and comfortable with a man, I'm really looking for him to express that to me and show me a little bit about what he's got. So, I completely agree. I feel that every date I go on, I agree with that point.
Right. Yeah, and I think even building upon that, being able to touch a woman and do it successfully, it shows a woman that you're comfortable with women, right? And so a woman wants to know that you're comfortable around women, because if you're not, then she's not going to feel comfortable around you. Yeah. And that's going back to the idea of confidence, right? Women love confidence. Am I right, Hayley?
Yeah, I think so. And I also think women, more than loving confidence, they're allergic to the feeling of being awkward. They don't like they hate feeling awkward. They hate feeling uncertainty. And, that you want a guy to at least know what direction he wants this to go in. You want to see that strength of character and that decisiveness to be coming through. So, yeah, 100%. You want to feel like, because, on some level, I probably shouldn't be saying this on YouTube, but I do think, like, if you think, oh, God, he's too nervous to touch me now, when we're, like, fully clothed and stuff, the question, you start to wonder what will happen. Because as a woman, you kind of want, by the time it gets to the stage where you're going behind closed doors, you want to feel like he's got that passion towards you. And if he doesn't, right, it leaves you you don't want to be the instigator of that as a woman.
Right, exactly. And the exact opposite, right? Like you were saying before, if a guy is too weird about it and too robotic about it, then she's going to be like, wow, if he's like this here, I can only imagine how bad he is in bed, right? Yeah. So there you go, guys. Get on that. Hayley, any other things to add?
I think I'll just say check out a little bit more of your advice. Really, I've had actually a great time chatting to you these past couple of times on Skype. So if you want to check out Trip's channel, he's got thoroughly useful, great, easy to apply advice. It's very natural and very authentic. So I think that's the kind of thing I'd love to recommend. It's tripadvice.com or youtube.com/tripadvice. So subscribe, guys. He gives awesome regular videos that I know you're going to get a lot of very practical, instantly useful advice from.
Thank you. And of course, the beautiful and British Hayley Quinn. Check her out. She is teaching men and women to create better relationships. She's natural, authentic, and she's giving guys great advice as well to help you guys in terms of dating and attraction. So check her out, HayleyQuinn.com, and I'll put that in the links below, and check her out and subscribe to her channel, because just like me, she puts out videos all the time giving great tips. youtube.com/HayleyQuinnXX. Subscribe. So that's all I have today. Hayley, any last words?
Just thank you very much for having me and complimenting me on my accent. I'm happy. Lovely speaking to you, Trip.
Perfect. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks.
Take care. Bye.